Hey yo! One more time. Hey yo! Welcome to the latest edition of Listen to Me. Listen to Me, volume 63. And let me tell you something right now. We are on the eve of the biggest fight in the history of women's boxing. Today is Friday, the 29th of April, 2022. And tomorrow, in Madison Square Garden, Manhattan, the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, not the Little Room, not the Hulu Theater, no, the big room, the Garden, MSG. Katie Taylor, the undisputed 135-pound lightweight champion of the world, the women's undisputed lightweight champion of the world, the only undisputed champion of the lightweight boxing world today, period, bar none, men or women. Katie Taylor, she is the top dog. Now, she will be challenged by Amanda Serrano, 7-weight division world champion, Amanda Serrano. Now, these fighters, they're from different parts of the globe. They've had different paths to bring them here to this moment. And, they met on the scales today, and we've got a fight tomorrow. And let me tell you something right now. Everybody's favorite boxing shaman, yours truly, the Dream. Of course, yes, I watched the weigh-in. And let me tell you something right now. Looking into both of those ladies' eyes as they were there at the stare down, both of those competitors mean business. And let me tell you something. I'm gonna break it down for you right now. Katie Taylor, okay, she is from Ireland, okay. She's 20-0. She's got 6 knockouts. In 2017, she became the WBA lightweight champion of the world. 2018, she became the IBF lightweight champion of the world. She added the WBC, the WBO, and the Ring Magazine titles in 2019. Now, she was also, as an amateur, an Olympic gold medalist in 2012. Yes, an Olympic gold medalist in 2012 for Ireland. Katie Taylor has quite an amateur background and has had quite a professional career. She's been Eddie Hearn's, top girl since he signed her. Eddie Hearn loves Katie Taylor as a professional boxer, as he should, and he takes care of her very well. He's been promoting her very well, and she's been making million-dollar paydays for quite some time now. The Matchroom wallet, the Zone. Katie Taylor has been, a flagship fighter for the Zone, a flagship fighter for Matchroom. She really has been since the inception of the app, since, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom have, really taken off. Katie Taylor has been a part of what they've been doing, and she's been getting paid well to do so. Again, 20-0, 6 knockouts. She's been a professional since 2012. Now, Amanda Serrano, she's 42-1 with 1 draw. Now, the draw she holds in her career was in her 5th professional fight against Ella Nunez. She later TKO'd Ella Nunez in her 9th fight in the 4th round. So, although there was a draw in their first, contest and their second contest, Amanda Serrano left no doubt about it and TKO'd, Ella Nunez. Now, she has 1 loss. Her 1 loss was back in 2012, actually on April the 27th, 2012. So, it's more than 10 years ago. And she lost to Frida Wahlberg, who went on to become a world champion, a WBC champion, a world champion. And Frida Wahlberg, she's nothing to sneeze at. And losing to Frida Wahlberg over a decade ago, that's not really going to take away from a fighter's, legacy. That's not the biggest deal in the world. That's not the worst loss to take. Losing to a world champion. And over 10 years ago, since then, Amanda Serrano has been winning world titles, and she's been doing it in 7 different divisions since then. Amanda Serrano has been taking on all comers, and she's had the hard road. As I had mentioned about Katie Taylor having the support of Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, Amanda Serrano, up until lately getting the support of Jake Paul, she has not had such big promotion. Yes, she was with Lou DiBella for a long time, but Lou DiBella is not a manager promoter who has a major network deal. He doesn't own or have a big, invested interest in a worldwide streaming app like DAZN, like Eddie Hearn does. He doesn't have a major network deal like Eddie Hearn has had in the past and has now. You know, Lou DiBella, while he has a relationship with Bob Arum and a working relationship with Top Rank, he has never had a television network deal with ESPN the same way that Bob Arum does with Top Rank, nor does he have a deal with Fox or Showtime. That's not what Lou DiBella offers. He does have good relationships with all of the aforementioned. Lou DiBella has a working relationship with the PBC. Lou DiBella has a working relationship with Bob Arum and Top Rank. Lou DiBella has a working relationship with Matchroom. Lou DiBella has a working relationship with just about everyone, but Lou DiBella does not have a major network deal. Jake Paul has a tremendous following. He's a YouTube sensation, and he has taken Amanda Serrano under his wing, so to speak, of promotion. And he basically is her promoter for this fight. You know, at the weigh-in, at the press conferences, Katie Taylor was with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn was with Katie Taylor, rather. And Jake Paul was with Amanda Serrano. So, Amanda Serrano, she has bet on herself. And when anybody bets on themselves, especially in business or boxing, the payoff is tremendous. And Amanda Serrano bet on herself, and her payoff has become tremendous. This fight, we've been long awaiting this fight. It was supposed to happen 3 years ago. Amanda Serrano had signed in 2018 a 3-fight deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, and the third fight of that 3-fight deal was supposed to be against Katie Taylor. Amanda Serrano, she busted out of that contract. She wanted to be on a show on Telemundo or something similar, some kind of reality-based show with athletes and musicians, etc. Excuse me. And for whatever reason, because she was under contract with Matchroom and she did not make Eddie Hearn and Matchroom aware of what was going on, she received a cease and desist letter to stop with the going forward with her reality show. So that didn't really work out for Amanda Serrano. However, she bet on herself. She took the long road, and she got here. And this fight will be a career-high payday. This fight for both of these girls will be $1 million paydays. This is going to be, the purse for this fight is something to the tune of $2.5 or $3 million. It's a big fight. It's the biggest fight in the history of women's boxing. And at the end of the day, it's going to be something exciting. And everybody's favorite boxing shaman, yours truly, The Dream. Yes, I will be in attendance for this fight. I will be in the Garden. I made it a point. I didn't want to miss this fight. Contrary to the men's fight, which, the men's fight not too long ago, which was George Kambosos Jr. and Teofimo Lopez, that was for the men's undisputed lightweight championship of the world. I say undisputed like that because that fight was for the WBC franchise title, which is not the WBC world title, which was held by Devin Haney. However, it was billed as a undisputed / unified championship of the world for the men. That fight took place a few months ago, and that fight took place in the small room at Madison Square Garden. Yes, it did. It took place in the Hulu Theater. So while the men, with their 3 out of the 4 major sanctioning body titles, they couldn't even get the big room, the women, they have sold it out. The women, they have this place ready to rock and roll, and the women's undisputed championship of the world will be contested in the big room, in the Garden, and yours truly will be in attendance. Everybody's favorite boxing shaman will be there. And, when it came to Kambosos and Lopez, fart in the wind. I really didn't give a shit. I didn't mean that much to me to go. This fight, the women, I made it a point to go out of my way to secure not only tickets, but a suite for this incredibly sweet event. And look, the purpose of this video is not to tell you that I'm going to be at the event. However, the purpose of this video is to give you my pick and breakdown of this fight. And look, Amanda Serrano, she's a Puerto Rican fighter from Brooklyn. She's 42-1 with 30 knockouts. Katie Taylor, an Irish fighter from Ireland. Olympic gold medalist, quite an amateur background. 20-0 with 6 knockouts. Amanda Serrano packs a lot more power. Her record says she packs a lot more power. 30 knockouts to 6 knockouts. That's 5 times as many knockouts. Katie Taylor's had 20 fights. Amanda Serrano has 30 knockouts on her resume. She has 10 more knockouts on her resume than Katie Taylor has professional fights. So, having said that, and, with this fight being in Madison Square Garden, there will be a large contingency of Irish fans there. There will be a large contingency of Puerto Rican fans there, and Amanda Serrano is based in Brooklyn. That's where she's from, and this fight is in Madison Square Garden. It's in New York. It's in Manhattan. At the end of the day, my pick for this fight, and look, Katie Taylor has beaten world champions to become a world champion. Amanda Serrano, she is a seven-weight division world champion. A lot of those were vacant titles. I think something like 4 or 5 of those were vacant titles that she picked up, which is not exactly the same thing. I don't want to detract from her accomplishments because becoming a world champion is becoming a world champion. But as the old saying goes, coined by or made famous by Ric Flair, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. Or woman, in this case. To be the woman, you've got to beat the woman. And, to be the champion, you've got to beat the champion. Picking up a vacant title is cool. Not the same thing as becoming a champion in the ring by beating a world champion with that title. And having said that, while Katie Taylor has done that more than Amanda Serrano, I feel in this fight that Amanda Serrano is going to get the win. Look, Katie Taylor, she had two very close fights with Delphine Persoon. The first fight with Delphine Persoon was in Madison Square Garden on the undercard of Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua 1, when Andy Ruiz Jr. upset the apple cart and became the unified heavyweight champion of the world. And Delphine Persoon, I don't think she has the same kind of power that Amanda Serrano does, and her record doesn't dictate that. Delphine Persoon is a very accomplished fighter, and I think that, she did deserve at one point to be the undisputed champion at 135 pounds. Now, the rematch was a different story between Katie Taylor and Delphine Persoon. I felt that Katie Taylor did a little better in the rematch. It was still a very close fight, and it was still a close decision. It could have went either way, but I don't feel that Delphine did enough to win the rematch. Maybe the rematch could have been a draw, but the first fight, I felt that Delphine Persoon did enough to beat Katie Taylor. Having said that, Amanda Serrano packs more of a punch. She's hungrier. She's bet on herself. She's taken the long road to get here, and it's put up or shut up time. It really is. It's put up or shut up time for Amanda Serrano. That's what time it is. And in my opinion, in everybody's favorite boxing shaman's opinion, Amanda Serrano is going to do what has to be done to get the victory. I don't know if she knocks out Katie Taylor. If she does knock her out, I feel it'll be in the fourth quarter. Round 10, 11, or 12. A late stoppage. I don't think she's going to knock out Katie Taylor. I think a possible late stoppage is a possibility. But I do see the fight going the distance, and I see Amanda Serrano getting the win. One way or another, brother, Amanda Serrano is going to have her hand raised, and she is going to become the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, and she's going to do it tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden, and everybody's favorite boxing shaman will be there. So until we meet again, my friends, remember to hit the description box, hit the Cash App, throw a bone to everybody's favorite boxing shaman, and until we meet again, my friends, it's been your pleasure. It's been my pleasure as well. Peace.